Uh-oh, you have to hiccups. Pause that thought. As I was gonna say, hey guys. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Look at who we have here. Special guest.
Something new in the videos.
Yeah. If you guys watch my previous vlogs, you guys know that we had a baby, Grayson, and he's obviously being fed. But I wanted to share my birth story with you guys. It was kind of crazy. It wasn't as I thought it would go, and I don't think you can actually plan your birth, you know? Like, you have an idea of what it could be, and mine just completely went left.
Some unexpected turns.
Yeah, so I went full term to 40 weeks. He was due on Christmas Eve, and so I actually had a doctor's appointment that day. We did an ultrasound and we found out that there wasn't enough fluid around him, so they wanted me to go to the hospital that day. So I went home, waited for the phone call, and
yeah, man, I was trying to get the prime rib ready to cook because you told me that, and then we got the phone call and we're like, oh, okay, I guess that's not happening today.
So they told us to go to the hospital at 2 o'clock. I don't know why I just clapped. At 2 o'clock, and so we had everything ready, which was nice. I think my water broke maybe a few days prior, and I had a slow leak, and that's probably why the fluid was down. I got checked into the hospital at 2 o'clock, and then they started me on Cytotec to help induce labor.
Like
3:30 p.m. And then from there it was like a long slow process. Like, I wasn't dilating very quickly. Timing wise, like, I don't remember the specifics, but I ended up getting a Foley balloon inserted my cervix to help dilate and speed up the process.
I think that was probably Thursday eve night, so maybe 7 hours.
I don't even know.
8 hours after.
Yeah, that happened, and it was just like a waiting game. We're watching movies.
No.
This one?
No, the towel.
So while we were waiting, we were just watching movies. I was on HBO and I finished The Flight Attendant, and Jeff was watching his shows.
Narcos.
And then I started feeling contractions, and when they started getting pretty intense, I decided to get an epidural, and once they gave it to me, it was great. Like, I didn't feel anything at all, and I was super comfortable. Hours go by, you know, I'm slowly dilating, and then I think I got to like 8 centimeters or something like that.
Yeah.
So I think around 7 or 8 centimeters.
Yeah, probably.
I started feeling cold, so I needed the blanket on me, and if my water broke prior to, you know, getting induced, I have a higher risk of infection, and guess what? I got the infection. So I got choreo, and they had to start me on 2 antibiotics, which was kind of a bummer, you know. It was cold and shivery, had a fever. And then I finally got to 10 centimeters, but the weird thing was my epidural started like wearing off. So we had to call the anesthesiologist and had to get it redone. Yeah, another dose, and just make sure everything was working fine. And it did. And then when it was time to push, I was pushing and pushing, and he seemed like he was making some progress, but after 3.5 hours, he just would not pass my pelvic bone. So it was kind of rough at that point, and I was in a lot of pain. Again, I think the epidural was wearing off by that 3rd hour. So like an 1.5 hours, like I was in like a lot of pain, and it was hard. Like, it was really, really difficult, and I really wanted to push him out. The doctor spoke with another doctor, they consulted, and they felt that a C-section would be best. So we went through with the C-section, and that was super emotional for me because that wasn't part of the plan. And of course now I'm getting emo.
Well, I don't want to do it either. Yeah, it was a bit shocking to hear that. So same here. It was a little bit of a this wasn't what we wanted to do, and now I started to get worried just because surgeries, you never know what can happen.
And then from there, like, things started happening super quick, because once they called the C-section, they had to prep me.
We were back there.
Oh my gosh.
30
minutes. 30 minutes.
She was underneath anesthesia already.
And by that time, it was, what time was it? 3:30 in the morning?
Yeah.
4-ish in the morning?
3:34.
So I was super delirious. I was so exhausted from pushing. They got me in the OR room, and They gave me anesthesia, and I didn't feel anything. It was great, but it was scary. Thankfully, Jeff came in when they actually pulled him out, which was awesome, and Jeff got to see him. He was crying, which was a great sign. But like, I was so delirious, guys. Like, I was so excited, and I started tearing up. But my body and my mind, they just weren't like 100% there.
There's certain things that like the doctor told me, because she just
wasn't getting
remembering. She
No.
wasn't responding quickly enough to like let them know she was fully there, I guess.
Yeah. So after that was done, we spoke to the surgeon, right?
Yeah, the surgeon came up to me and her, obviously she's still kind of out of it, and explained that her uterus was bleeding quite a bit, and that she clamped it and she couldn't get it to
stop bleeding.
Kept continuing to bleed, so she had to perform something else. I forget
another procedure.
I forget the word is, but she had to do something else that basically tied off to stop bleeding. And if that didn't work, she would have had to have performed a hysterectomy.
Which is crazy to think about that, right? Like, that's not what you think you're gonna get into. I'm alive, you know, like...
She's okay now.
Yeah.
Thankfully. And he's okay.
Yes. So after that, we go into the PACU so that they could just monitor me. But I started getting the shakes really, really, really bad. And I am...
Cold again.
Yeah, I was cold again. I was shivering.
Fever.
My heart rate went up really high. I had a fever, and I just couldn't stop shaking. It was...
They said it was normal, but it was still scary.
Yeah, they said it was normal because of the types of medication that they give you during the C-section.
The infection combined.
Yeah. So it was just, it was crazy.
It's a lot to take in.
Yeah. And I think we were in the PACU for like a few hours.
Yeah, I would say.
And then finally, when I started calming down, I think I slept for a little bit.
Yeah.
I slept, my fever went down.
Sleep, yeah.
And then my heart rate went down, so then I finally went up to recovery and recovered, I guess.
Yeah, fever started going down.
Yeah.
No more shivers, no more shakes.
And then we started, you know, working on latching and
focusing
everything
on him
like that.
a little bit more and kind of making sure everything was okay with Gina.
It was really, it was crazy.
It was a lot. It was scary.
So since I had the C-section, they monitored both of us for 48 hours. Normally, if you just have a vaginal birth, it would be 24. But it was traumatizing, and you know, I'm so thankful that everything is okay, and Grayson is fine, and I'm fine, and I'm so thankful for my husband, because he helped me out like a lot, like after that, especially in like recovery, because I needed a lot of help.
Gotta do what you gotta do. Make sure everyone's okay in the family.
Yep. And now I'm gonna cry, so I'm gonna end that here. If you have any questions at all about my birth story, please feel free to leave a comment, leave your questions. I appreciate if you watch this video. And yeah, Happy New Year, guys. It's January 1st.
We're parents.
Yay! And he's out. He is out, guys. Be prepared for many, many vlogs. All of this guy now. You guys don't have to see our faces as much anymore. Okay, we'll see you guys later. Bye.